Welcome back to Poultry TV, the 2023 National Poultry Show with Poultry Industry Council Executive Director Ashley Honsberger. Welcome, Ashley.
Thanks, Jim. Nice to be here.
Let's get right to it. What is the National Poultry Show? Where and when is it?
It's a great question. So the National Poultry Show is Canada's largest poultry industry trade show. It takes place this year, February 8th and 9th at the Western Fair District, which is in London, Ontario.
So it's Canada's national show, but you do welcome people from Michigan through the US as well.
Yeah, we do tend to kind of have a radius that overlaps into the States. Sometimes we have folks coming over from the Netherlands, depending on what technologies they want to bring in. So we do draw quite a large crowd to London.
Yeah, I know. I talked to a client, Barn Tools from the US, and they're excited to get down to Canada. So I know you got a good reach. With the COVID effect, I know
Awesome.
a lot of things have changed. So this used to be in April. You guys canceled for a few years, you pivoted, and you just touched on it's February 8th and 9th at the Western Fair in London, Ontario. How did the February switch affect things?
Well, we don't know yet because it hasn't happened. Certainly, there's been a lot of consultation and a lot of conversations happening with all of our partners, particularly the exhibitors. So, of course, year one, we had to pull the plug. That was one of the first major initiatives that we had to cancel during the pandemic. Year two, pretty obvious it wasn't going to happen. So we did offer a virtual show, and it was great because we were able to have international speakers come to our stage and connect with producers from across Canada. Then in year three, we were thinking, okay, we know AI is in town. Let's just push it off till June. But unfortunately, the AI situation, it was just too heavy of a pressure on the industry. So we decided to pull the plug. So here we are, fourth time around. I've been with PIC for 3 years now, and this is my first poultry show. So this year, we decided to bring it up into February because AI is going to be an issue for us for the next couple of years. Particularly last year, it was a pretty heavy load for everyone to carry. There's just a little rejigging that has to happen. So Western Fair is our partner. They have to move some of their shows around potentially. Our exhibitors also have different trade shows that they're attending, particularly IPPE in Atlanta, as well as the one in Minnesota. So there's a lot of big things that have to show successful. But the thing I do know is that through all the consultations and the meetings that we hosted with exhibitors, everybody was really on board and really wanted to make sure the success of the show happened. They all really felt ownership in their part to have their voice heard and make sure collaboratively we were all making a good decision. So I feel like with this February show, maybe it won't stick exactly around these dates next year, but certainly it's something that we're all willing to try out this year.
It's 60 years strong.
Yeah, over 60 years it's been happening. So it's had a few different iterations, but certainly the last number of years, the point of it is it's a show for the industry with the industry. So the backbone is Western Fair District. They're a nonprofit who hosts agricultural events. Poultry Industry Council, we're an educational charity. So together we're creating a space where everyone can come together and be part of that poultry community that we know is very strong, and also offer all of those cool new things that are coming down the pipeline.
Tell me about you, Ashley.
About me, as I said in the preamble here, I'm not that exciting, but I've been the Poultry Industry Council Executive Director since December 2019, so just pre-pandemic. So we've had a lot of really interesting years, changing and pivoting how we do business at PIC. Right now, we're going through a strategic plan, so we've been consulting with members to make sure that our organization is positioned forward for the next leg of the journey.
And like you talked about, it's all about education and innovation in poultry.
Exactly.
A few more quick things regarding the show. Why do producers or industry people need to come?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a showcase for all the best of the best that's happening in poultry. And I was trying to think about like what is new and innovative. In poultry, we've made such huge leaps and bounds in the technology and the innovations that we're using. Where we're at now is a lot of incremental change. So we see producers coming to the show to have questions answered, to have technical knowledge enhanced, listen to the education stage. But basically, it's everybody you want to talk to all in one space, and maybe some things you've never heard of. Maybe there's new bedding options. Maybe there's new equipment or new modules that you can add to your barn monitoring system. There's all sorts of new little things that are coming out. We also know that it's something that people traditionally do. So folks are bringing their kids because their parents brought them. And so it's a real space to reconnect with your colleagues as well as your neighbors and your friends in the industry.
So beyond learning from the exhibitors, is there anything else you can learn at the show? Is there seminars or anything else like that?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, PIC, we're the educational arm of the show. So Charlotte on our team has put together a really great list of speakers throughout the 2 days. So every hour, pretty much from 10 till 2, we have folks doing, 2 short presentations on anything from equipment to feed, technology. We're going to have an avian influenza update. PIC has a new emergency resource I'm going to be talking about at the end of day 2. So if you want to just kind of put up your feet and have a coffee and learn a few things, and that education stage is definitely the place to go.
What else is innovative and different this year, if anything? I know it's more than a trade show, it's a networking event, it's a learning event. Is there anything else?
Yeah, it's a little tricky to say what exactly is going to be new till we get there and we walk the floor. I know obviously there's this backlog of things that the industry's been working on. They've been out in the field leveraging different channels throughout the pandemic when we couldn't do that face-to-face stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward to the new innovations, but what they are is going to be a bit of a surprise to me as well.
So I know this is one of the biggest shows in Canada. For your event specifically, we'll get you out on this. What makes this event unique in its kind?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I mean, the show is really designed for and with the industry. So the purpose of it is, of course, we're a really strong business and we want to see that business ecosystem being reinforced. We want to create a really great platform to showcase the best of the best, bring stuff in from overseas or from the States. So what makes it unique, I think, is just that foundational piece of having the poultry community coming together and really supporting PIC. I mean, as I mentioned, we're a charity. This is, of course, a fundraising effort for us. So it's been a challenging couple of years. But to have the whole industry pitch in and say that this is the event that they want to support really, really means a lot to everybody, myself as well as the board.
Yeah, so February 8th and 9th, the Western Fair in London, Ontario. Everyone get out to the 2023 National Poultry Show. Ashley Honsberger, thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks very much for featuring the show. We'll see you there.